Hello and welcome to Tech Dive. I am Steven, and tonight I'm going to show you how to make a city go from ugly to beautiful. Now this isn't like the strict rules, and of course, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I think these are a few tips that will definitely help you guys out in making a more beautiful city. Tip number 1. So, my first big tip is to reduce the number of large roads you have in your city. A really good example in this one is this area right here. See these just huge roads and there's not much traffic on them? That is ugly. I'm going to be honest. So really, the first step to do, or what I would do in this situation to remedy this, is just take out this road right here, maybe clean this up a bit, and then open in some smaller roads. They'll do the exact same job. And then it was using a one-way street to go this way and go back over, so we'll do the same thing but with a 2-lane road. Not only will this make for a better looking zone, it will also let you have a little bit more room to fit in more buildings. And already that looks quite a bit better in my opinion. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe squaring this up would also do a little bit of a service, but you get the idea. You really don't need to have huge roads everywhere. Sure, industrial zones do have a lot of traffic, but you're just wasting space and making an ugly looking city by having all of your buildings on single main roads. Alright, tip number 2. So this one is a bit different, but it applies to roads as well. And so when you have a long road like this, you see that has a curve and there's some little curves in there. I don't know, it's just it's not very visually appealing to me, right? So this is how I remedy it. I usually have straightaways with a few direct short turns rather than having long sweeping turns with maybe some different angles. Let me show you. It's a lot easier to show you than anything else. The way I do is I start with all the straightaways. I build them first. And then you come in with the curve tool like this. Now this is not perfect. I am brushing the crap out of this, but you get the idea. So, which of these roads looks better? I mean, sure, some people may find the right one to be geez. Some people may find the right road to be more, I don't know, creative or unique, but the left one is definitely more realistic on how they build actual roads. So yep, straight little curve, straight little curve. This also applies to interstates. What I would do is, like for a big road like this, or not an interstate, the highway, have a straightaway on both sides, make all your straightaways, and then you just fill in the turns after you do every single straightaway for your highway. Same thing with one-way roads, and plus all roads really. Alright, I've loaded up another city to show you more of what I'm talking about with all this stuff. So, picking up on the emptiness of cities. Now, if you have a map where it's just kind of flat and boring, like out here, right? What are you going to build your city off of? Just kind of a grid, I guess? Or, no, you're going to build your own roads. You need features on your map. Now, for this map, I based the city around this bend in the river and all these rivers converging together and then eventually going down this cliff. That is kind of what drives what the city looks like, right? Because, I'm forced to have the interstates make bridges here, maybe run another interstate or highway up through here. It just gives a little bit of detail. Even on a very flat map, this river alone gives the city some character because it's the city based around this river. Alright, so grids. Now, this city does have a grid base that it is built off of, which is pretty rigid, pretty like north, south, east, west. But in order to break up the monotony of the grid, I do have these curved roads going through here. I have a neighborhood entirely dedicated to curved roads. I have some diagonals. I have different shapes of grid. I have like this little stratified kind of grid going on here. Over here I have more square block kind of grid. Over here I have rectangular kind of grid. And just don't do the same thing everywhere. Like over here I have these diamond shaped, these are squares for all my agriculture out here, and then You know, to get closer to the city, it's more of a rigid grid. It's up to you. A lot of real cities do have like grids towards the center, and then the further away you get from the downtown, the less grid-like you get. Maybe with some more smaller suburban town centers, you get some grid features. But really, grids can be your friend or foe. Just don't overuse them. Everything in moderation. Anyways, thank you for watching this video on tips on how to make your city look just a little bit better in City Skylines. I hope it was at least somewhat helpful. Maybe I've revealed some kind of secret idea that I've had this whole time that maybe people didn't know. I don't profess to be the best city builder ever. There are definitely people that make way more beautiful cities than I do, but I really base my cities off of, like, I play the actual game. A lot of people, when they get really creative with their cities, they just use creative mode and they sit there with their infinite money and they plot out every little road and they plop down every little building. Heck, they even put down the individual lines on the highway, you know, and it's a fake city. You might as well just be doing a digital drawing of one, you know. But anyways, enough ranting about that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Jack it up.